This as a new poll finds about 70% of Americans say groceries are more expensive now than they were a year ago. And about 60% of them are blaming President Trump.
I don't want to hear about the affordability because right now we're much less. Energy costs are way down. Our groceries are way down. Everything is way down. And the press doesn't report it. The press reports whatever the con people say.
Bitch, are you serious? You don't want to hear about affordability? You ran your entire fucking campaign on it. Remember all those lies? Joe Biden gave us the #1 economy in the fucking world post-COVID, and who fucked up COVID for the United States? It was your ass. You said that you were going to make groceries more affordable and all this other shit. And that's not at all the case. We just had the worst October for layoffs since 2009. The worst year for layoffs in totality since 2003. But you don't want to hear about affordability. Millions of Americans are starving at your call. But you don't want to hear about affordability. Farmers losing their fucking farms because of you, but you don't want to hear about affordability. Mothers cannot feed their fucking children and feed themselves, but you don't want to hear about fucking affordability. Millions of Americans losing their fucking health care, but you don't want to hear about fucking affordability after campaigning your whole campaign run on releasing the Epstein files and making everything more affordable. This has got to be the biggest fucking liar on the planet. Midterms are coming up next year where you can find a way to get Congress back to the Democrats so that we can end this bullshit. Because listening to this lying and all this other shit, I'm not doing it for 4 years. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing this shit for 4 years. Midterms are coming up. Let's get this motherfucker out of fucking office because we're done with this shit.
Greetings, family, and welcome back. So across America, grocery prices are outrageous. Our families are watching prices rise week after week. And what used to feel a cut now barely feels a bag. And many Americans agree that our prices are way higher right now than they were a year ago. And our Trump administration keep on saying that the inflation is down, grocery prices are way down, but families across America, they are skipping meals. They are struggling just to put food on the table. So let's have a look and kindly hit the subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments, all right?
The president says there's virtually no inflation and that grocery prices are going down. Do you agree with him on that?
No, I go to the grocery store myself. Grocery prices remain high. Energy prices are high. My electricity bills are higher here in Washington, D.C. at my apartment, and they're also higher at my house in Rome, Georgia, higher than they were a year ago. So affordability is a problem, and I'm a mom. My kids are 22, 26, and 28. That's the generation I worry about the most, and they're having a very hard time.
1 pound of ground beef is now more than the federal minimum wage, guys. How crazy is this? And how far are they going to let these grocery prices get before they realize that regular people can just not afford this crap?
Would you like to know how much these 2 bags of groceries cost in the United States in October 2025? Let's find out together. I just went to the store to get groceries for tonight's dinner, so keep that in mind. This is for 1 meal, all right? This is the first bag. We have a zucchini. My first name also starts with Z, so for Alphabet Day in kindergarten, I made zucchini bread. Well, my dad made zucchini bread, but I brought it in. I have a fondness for the zucchinis. Some white mushrooms. And in bag 1, we have a little bit of ginger. If you couldn't tell, I'm going to be making some curry tonight. All right, off into bag 2, we have a bag of spinach. Pre-washed, triple wash. That's a lot of washing. Got some naan bread. We have some crushed tomatoes because I don't trust the real tomatoes here in the States. They taste like styrofoam. An onion, one with layers, just like an ogre. Coconut milk for the curry. A spicy chili pepper. We have a thing of cashews. And last thing we got, I treated myself. I got some manchego cheese from Spain. All in all, I got 11 things. Now, before I tell you how much I paid for this, I want you to tell me where you live in the world and how much you think that you would pay for this. And also give me your best guess as to what number I'm about to say. All right, you ready? For 11 items, I paid $40.38. You heard that right, $40 for 1 dinner, okay? Obviously, I'll have some leftover spinach and cashews. What's the point? I might as well just eat out at a restaurant. If it's this expensive just to shop, I don't know about you, but I am so excited for day one when apparently all of these prices are going to go down. Any day now. Seriously, I really just don't understand how we are expected to pay for groceries anymore. It is so unbelievably expensive just to live, just for one dinner. I can't do it anymore.
Do y'all know I was in Walmart and I just spent $311 on groceries that will only last me and my family a week. And I'm sorry, it's healthy stuff because I can't grow old and try to keep up with eating horrible processed foods. $311 for a family of 5 to survive for a week. Healthy eating, because I can't afford cookies, I can't afford chips, I can't afford all the processed foods. I have to bake everything, I have to cook everything in order for me and my family to be full with protein and things that make our bodies feel good and heavy. $311 for 1 week of groceries. Why y'all put that man in office?
I just went to Walmart and spent $100 on nothing. I didn't get any meat. I got like pull-ups, underwear for my girls, bananas, a pack of noodles, some sausage for breakfast, body wash, dish soap, new little scrubbers, and washer pods. And then an outfit for my friend for her baby shower, and then an outfit for my son. And $100 of that stuff, it's ridiculous. This economy is literally trash. I do not know how people are living and able to just go out and buy stuff all the time. I would love it. I'd love to be in that category, but I'm not.
So I haven't been in America for a while. I've been living outside the country for a while, and I'm back here in Houston. I've been here for about a month, for medical reasons. And I can't help but notice how very expensive things have gotten. And mind you, I used to live out here. And I remember when I first moved to Texas a few years ago, I didn't spend more than $150 every month for groceries, like going to Walmart. And I eat very healthy for the most part. And now, actually, I eat significantly more healthy than I've ever eaten all of my life. Like, every single thing is very clean. I buy, sandwich stuff, vegetables, fruits sometimes, like wheat bread, milk, eggs, pasta. Not even pasta, like noodles and stuff, like very light stuff, what I'm saying? And water. I don't even drink, what I'm saying? No alcohol. No, I don't buy meat apart from like frozen chicken strips that I use for my salads and stuff. No meat, no red meat, no fish, no juice. I bought juice one time. I don't eat junk. Like the cookies and the snacks and things. I don't eat none of those. And I noticed my groceries is close to $90 every week. And that's just me, one person, one man. Okay, who does not eat that much? Like everything in the cart is maybe I should do a video to show you guys, is very simple, like super simple. And I'm sitting here wondering, I think that equals like close to $90. That equals approximately $350 a month for just me. And I'm being very frugal. And I'm sitting here wondering, how are people surviving? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny at all. How are people surviving? People who are married, people who have kids, people who have multiple kids, people who don't make a whole lot of money. Not that I make a lot of money anyway, like I make chicken change, but I know that there are some people who are barely making it, like they're living paycheck to paycheck. How are you guys surviving in this economy? And what blows my mind is the fact that there are people who are still having kids. Like, I can't make this. You see, I feel like this is not a real place. Like, this is why I keep saying this is not a real place. It's a simulation. Like, I keep seeing people getting pregnant, congratulations, and having kids and bringing kids into I can't imagine bringing a child into this world right now. I feel like part of what's keeping me sane, in spite of all the things that I go through, the battles that I fight physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all of those things, Chad, that I don't always talk about online. Part of what's keeping me sane is that it's just me. and I'm walking silently with my God, knowing that eventually all this shit will be over eventually. But if I had a child, if I had someone, especially a child, dependent on me, oh my God, hell fucking no. I can't do that. How are you guys surviving? Americans, how are you surviving with this crazy ass economy? Cha.
Well, people are complaining that the prices in grocery stores have gone up, and our president is saying that prices went down. I'm a nerd, okay? Call me a nerd. I have receipts from June 2024 right through today. So we're going to go grocery shopping, and we're going to do some price comparison, and I'm going to show you how more expensive your groceries really are. I live in Howell, New Jersey, which is a suburban neighborhood. Not anything fancy. I'm at ShopRite. I'm not at Trader Joe's. I'm not at Whole Foods. I'm at ShopRite. We buy the same thing every single week, okay? Let's go shopping. Coffee is one of the biggest I've seen increases. Okay, now here on my receipt, we buy 8 o'clock coffee. I circled it because I used it one other time. Sorry for the blurriness. $9.99. You see that? $9.99. See it now? $17.99. In less than a year. $17.99. $9.99. So it is doubled in price. Coffee is insane. And this is not even a fancy brand like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts.
So I just left the market, food market, grocery store, just to buy a few things for the house. A few things. I'm going away this weekend with the girls. Wanted to grab a few things to snack on. Tell me how two bags, $140. That's with coupons. Make this make sense for me. How are we affording food? How are we affording food to feed our families? Like normal, and I'm not talking I bought anything crazy. No meats, nothing like that. Nothing crazy. I'm talking a few snacks, few basics, some yogurts, and 2 bags, $140. Like, what is going on? Help me understand. Have a good day.
When leaders say prices are down, but our family says something different, it shows a serious disconnect between reality and rhetoric. Walk into any grocery store today, you're going to see the truth for yourself. Milk that used to cost a few dollars is now nearly $5 or even more. Eggs have doubled. Basic items like bread, rice, and vegetables, they are more expensive than ever. Families aren't imagining things. Their wallets are feeling it. And what's even worse, their children are feeling it too. Parents are being forced to skip meals so their children can eat. Seniors are choosing between medication and groceries. That's how situation is bad at the moment. Even middle-income households, they are now budgeting like never before. So when Donald Trump promised to lower grocery prices, many Americans believed him, They believed that relief was on the way. But what we're seeing now, the cost of living has skyrocketed. And the reality is that wages, they haven't kept up with prices. $1 today buys far less than it was a few years ago, And while politicians argue about numbers and continue blaming each other, everyday people are drowning in bills, rent, and food costs. And what's even more heartbreaking, this crisis is changing the way people live. Families are carrying off children because they can no longer afford to raise them in this economy, Young families, they are moving back with their parents because they can't afford to pay bills. Food pantries that used to serve just a few citizens, right now, the lines are stretching around the block. And this isn't just about inflation. This is about dignity. It's about the right to feed your family without going into debt, It's about the frustration of working hard and still not being able to afford the basics. And no amount of political spin can erase that truth. Americans deserve honesty and accountability. They deserve leaders who acknowledge the real pain that people are going through and actually doing something to change that. bring prices down, not just to claim victory while people are suffering. The American dream was built on the promise that hard work would be enough to live decently. But for millions today, that promise feels broken. And until leaders stop pretending that everything is fine and start facing the real reality that is on the ground, the struggle will continue to grow. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.